Welcome to Woo Woo with Rachel Dratch, the podcast that explores the unexplained with humor and curiosity. Hello and welcome to Woo Woo with Rachel Dratch, here with my pal Irene Bremis. Hi, Irene.
Hi, sweetie. How are you?
Taking a sip of something. Hi. Hello. Well, Irene, we're very excited. We have a comedy star here with us and, I don't know, general witchy icon. I was lucky enough to introduce her. Well, she had a new Halloween book out, and I got to intro and lead a little discussion at the bookstore. And so I got to really hang with her then. But please welcome Aubrey Plaza to the show. Hi, Aubrey.
Hello.
Hello.
This is only sound, right? As podcasts should be.
Yes. No makeup necessary. Yes.
Just wanted to do some sound timing.
Yes.
Hello.
Hello.
Hi.
You're here in New York, right? Is that true?
I am. I'm back. I'm back in New York. Back for good.
Oh, for good.
Yay.
Oh, yeah.
Wow. Oh. Now,
Oh, yeah.
Now I know you just completed a play at Atlantic Theater. And are you about to do more theater things too?
I don't know. I would love to, but it's kind of I've only done 2 plays so far, and both have kind of come to me very organically. So I'm hoping that I get asked to do it again.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, I really, really like doing it. The last one that I just finished was called Let's Love, and Ethan Cohen wrote it. And I was in a movie of his called Honey Don't with Margaret Qualley like a year ago. And then, well, it came out this year, but when we were shooting the movie at the end, he asked me to do the play. So it was
fun.
kind of, yeah. So I've gotten to do it like with friends so far but I hope I keep getting to do it because I really, really like it.
Well, we often talk about like how people got their start in the showbiz, if indeed they're an actor or not. So I am curious about how you guys, I know you grew up in Delaware, right? Is that correct?
Yes. Wilmington, Delaware.
And then did you go the whole like UCB route of improv? Like how did kid Aubrey get started in wanting to do acting and stuff like that?
Kid Aubrey was like 11 when I went to community theater for the first time. And that was the first time that I was like, oh my God, you can be somebody else. This is great. And that's when I decided like, oh, I really like this when I was pretty young. So then I was just doing a lot of like community theater growing up at the Wilmington Drama League. And then in high school, I started to get really into improv and comedy stuff. And by the way, I just say, I loved you, and you were so huge for me, and so was Amy and so many people. But it's still so crazy to me that I like know you and am friends with you. But yeah, as a high school student, I was just like watching SNL and all the, Kids in the Hall and Mr. Show and UCB and all those kind of shows. And then I found out through my friend that you could take classes at UCB in New York. And so then, that was kind of my dream. And so pretty much immediately after high school, I started taking classes like right away. So that's kind of like, that was kind of where I was training like comedy stuff. Yeah. And then I've told the story a lot, but I'll tell the very abbreviated version. But on this one, but like I was very lucky. I really did have like a big break moment where it was like, very undeniably like, yep, that's a big break. It was Funny People, Judd Apatow movie starring Adam Sandler. And I really got that part because of UCB. Because do you remember the Jeannie Tate show?
Yeah, with Liz Kukowski.
With Liz,
you played her teen surly daughter.
I played Tina Tate.
Oh, okay, yeah.
And so that was because of a UCB class, because I was in... It was not like a master class, but I think Chris Gethard was teaching like one of the higher level classes, and Maggie Carey was in my class.
Oh, wow.
And she asked me to do the Jeannie Tate show because she was like, I was like 20 or, I was young.
Yeah.
So she was like, you look like you could be like 16. Like, can you do this web series? And I was like, sure. And that's kind of how I kind of got the audition for Funny People, because there was an agent at the time that was like aware of that. And then, so it was like kind of like one thing led to the other. But when I got funny people, I was completely like unknown. I really hadn't done much at all. And that was like a huge, $80 million comedy starring Adam Sandler. So it was like definitely, it happened really fast. And then the same week that I got that, I also got Parks and Rec and Scott Pilgrim versus the World.
Wow.
Oh my God.
So it was a very magical week of my
That's
life.
crazy. I love this story because, first of all, before I get to the magical week, I love this story because people who always ask, like, how do I break into comedy or whatever? And then I always tell them to take classes somewhere because even if you're like the best ever, like, first of all, you're going to learn a class, but then you're going to meet people, you're going to make connections like in a very organic way. And that's such a good example of it because there's no sort of roadmap to do it. And that's such a good example of how you got discovered. And
totally like your relationships.
Yeah.
I mean, most of the time, I feel like it's like, you never know. You just never know. And like UCB is such a great model because their whole thing is yes and. You say yes. So I had that approach anyway. It was like, because you just don't, you don't know.
Yeah.
Who are you going to collaborate with?
And I love that too because it's really just who, like you said, like who you gravitate towards and who you naturally enjoy working with. And then that leads to so many things. With the post-holiday slowdown, that means more time at home, more time on your couch snuggling with your dog, like I do with my pal Ruffles. Well, if you want to give your dog the same sort of fresh start, slow down energy you're giving yourself, then switch to Ollie, like I did. Ollie is fresh, human-grade meals with real ingredients and 5 slow-cooked recipes. And Ollie has tailored meal plans to meet your dog's specific needs, perfectly portioned meals in mess-free packaging, and comes with a scoop for easy serving and a storage pup-tainer for your fridge. Plus, the Ollie app offers on-demand health screenings where you can tap real experts for pup peace of mind. Now, Ruffles loves Ollie dog food. As you may know, a pet psychic told me that Ruffles wanted to switch to fresh food, so of course I followed that lead. But Ruffles really loves Ollie's chicken and carrots. That's her favorite. She also loves the treats. And the best part about Ollie, when I feed Ruffles, she gulps it right down. She doesn't sit there looking at the bowl like she did with her old food and look at me like, really? This is what we're having tonight? She loves it. Your dog's well-being starts with their food, and that's why Ollie delivers fresh, human-grade food that your dog will love. Head to ollie.com/woo. Tell them all about your dog and use code WOO to get 60% off your welcome kit when you subscribe today. Plus, they offer a happiness guarantee on the first box, so if you're not completely satisfied, you'll get your money back. That's OLLIE.com/woo and enter code WOO to get 60% off your first box. Tell them Ruffles sent you. About your magic week, I think it just came out about your audition for Parks and Rec was just circulating or something like that.
I know. I've heard that. Yeah. Somebody, I think I was like, when I was doing press for the Halloween book, I think like one of the Today Show hosts like made me watch it. She was like, look at this. I was like, what the hell is going on? But yeah, I guess it went viral.
Yeah.
Again.
So you came in and you were kind of, it was sort of similar, adjacent to the Tina Tate thing, right? Like kind of like.
Yeah, Tina Tate was actually the original April Ludgate.
Yeah.
Like absolutely for sure.
Right.
And then, because I kind of developed that character there.
Yeah.
And then when I went in and met Mike Schur and Greg Daniels, I wasn't like doing that character, but I was pitching them because they were telling me like what Amy's character was going to be and what the premise of the show was, but they hadn't written this pilot yet. And so I was like, what if she had an assistant, but it was like an intern and she just like had to do it for credit, but like hated to be there kind of vibe. Uh-huh. And then the next thing I heard was that they put me in the show. And in the pilot, my character's name was Aubrey. And then, but because I was like a nobody, the network had me audition and they, so essentially I was kind of auditioning to like play myself kind of or something. But so I knew very much what it was because it was kind of my idea almost.
Yeah, that's so.
But I still had to prove that I could be
yourself.
Myself.
You.
Yes, which is hard.
So wait, so your crazy week where everything came together, were you just like out of body or were you like I mean, you were young. You're young to me still.
Yes.
Because you're a youngster to me. But you were like
Thank you,
20,
Rachel.
20 something, 20, what, 3 or?
I was 23. Yeah, 22,
So like,
23.
were you just like, my big break moment was like getting the call for SNL.
Oh my God.
The surreal, like backflippy, calling everyone you know. Was it like that kind of thing? Or were you just like numb and just, do you remember?
Was kind of, there was like little stages to it because it was like, the big call for me was they really like your tape, like the scene that I sent in. And then it was, he needs to see you do stand-up because the character was a stand-up comedian. So then I pretended to be a stand-up comedian, and I had my friend from high school film me, and then I sent that tape in, and then I guess the big call was like, okay, he likes that, and they want you to fly out to LA to do a chemistry read. And so that was the big call for me, but I still hadn't gotten it yet, but it was like, oh man, I'm like, I'm going out there. And so the week that I went out there to do the chemistry read was the same week that I went on all those other meetings, and I didn't have an agent at the time. So I didn't really know the weight of those meetings, which looking back now, I think I understand almost like why I got those parts because I had a really nonchalant attitude about it. And I was like literally wearing jean shorts and like going into meetings, I was not numb. I was like very excited, but I definitely didn't think I was going to get any of those parts. Like I was like, this is a joke. Yeah. Like I felt like I was like playing the lottery, like ha ha ha. Like, and I was more interested in driving around and looking at Judy Garland's house and old house.
Right.
Like I was doing like touristy stuff when I wasn't going to auditions or
But
whatever.
that's kind of interesting because like you weren't going in there like hands clenched, like I gotta get this. Like you were just kind of being yourself, or I don't know.
For the funny people one, I definitely was hands clenched because I had gone through the process, and that was like the last step of the process to chemistry read with Seth Rogen. So I definitely was like, but I think I am good under pressure. Like it's almost like I have an opposite reaction to pressure where I just like disassociate and I just pretend that I don't care. Yeah. It's like a protective thing where I'm basically like saying to myself like, well, you might as well just like, this is just funny. Like you might as well just like laugh or like have fun because this is never going to actually happen. So don't get your hopes up or something. Right. Maybe that's a dark thing to say to yourself, but that's kind of how I was. I was like, I wanted it really badly, but I was kind of just like, kind of playing it cool, I guess.
What is the most ridiculous subscription or hidden fee you've discovered you were paying for, huh? I think mine was when my kid was like 7 years old and I signed up for some sort of like little educational app that I thought I was paying $13 for, and then found I was paying $100 per year for like 4 years until I noticed it and never used it, by the way. Now, yes, part of that is on me, but if I had Rocket Money, I never would have been in this predicament in the first place. Rocket Money is a personal finance app that helps find and cancel your unwanted subscriptions, also monitors your spending, and helps lower your bills so you can grow your savings. Rocket Money has tracked subscriptions and has the ability to cancel within the app with a few taps, saving time and avoiding charges. And you can set budgets and goals, get personalized insights and regular reports, and receive real-time alerts for large transactions, upcoming bills, refunds, and low balances. It's easy because the app consolidates checking, savings, loans, and investments into a single dashboard to give users a clear view of their financial picture. Let Rocket Money help you reach your financial goals faster. Join at rocketmoney.com/woo. That's rocketmoney.com/woo. rocketmoney.com/woo. I wanted to get into your kids' books, by the way.
Okay.
But I know that like Halloween book is called Luna and the Witch Throw a Halloween Party. Before that came your Christmas. Wait, what did the order go? It's one Christmas or both Christmas?
So I have 3 published books right now.
Okay.
Legend of the Christmas Witch, which is book 1 of the Christmas Witch series.
Yes.
Which I consider a franchise someday.
Yes.
And book 2 is The Return of the Christmas Witch. It's a trilogy, that series. So book 3 is being written right now.
Oh, cool.
Awesome.
And then,
Franchise.
but with the same editor and the same publishing company, Viking, Penguin Random House. Yeah, they really liked working on the Christmas witch books. And then they were like, what if you did like a Halloween witch book that had nothing to do with the Christmas witch? And obviously I love Halloween and I love witches. So I was like, sure, I'll do, And I write them with my best friend who I grew up with, who I also knew since I was 16, who you met, Murph.
Yeah, Murph. Yeah. Me and Murph. Yeah.
So,
Dan Murphy.
yeah.
Is that his name?
Dan Murphy.
Okay, Dan
yes.
Murphy.
I call him Murph.
Right, Murph.
But-
We love a high school connection, don't we, Irene?
Oh yeah, yes, we do. We
I
do.
love it that we have you happen to have a witch theme happening. Since we are woo woo, there we've wedged in the woo woo with the
The
witches.
segue.
But I do know, like you were talking about like that you were really into Halloween and witches growing up and stuff. So I want to talk about that. But also, how did the Christmas Witch book come about?
So the Christmas Witch was like kind of this performance. It's actually all ties into Halloween. It's like it kind of came full circle. I still do, but when I was living in LA and living in like a normal neighborhood, I would put on like a pretty big Halloween. I would create like a haunted little like entryway to my house, and then I would always be a witch, and I would just try to scare kids. And I created this kind of like witch character on Halloween where the vibe is like that she really hates Halloween. She hates kids, but she has to give them candy. So she like throws candy at them and she's like, I hate doing this. But she keeps doing it. And the kids are like, why are you doing it then, lady? And like, they like love it because it's so dumb.
That's so fun.
She's like, I have to give you candy, but I don't want to. And they're like, then why? And so it's this really dumb character that I started doing that really makes me happy. And then I don't know why, but at Christmas, I was just on like a real witch kick a couple years ago with this character. And then around Christmas, I was like, what if Santa Claus had a long lost twin sister who ended up on the South Pole and became a witch instead of a Santa Claus? And she has to like go give presents to the kids, but she like hates it or something. That was like that was a basis for an idea. So then I tried it out on one of my friend's kids, Max, and I went over, I dressed up like a witch, but I did like green and red kind of ribbons and like did a Christmas flare. And then I came and like snuck in the house and started throwing presents at him. And just as like a practice round.
Yeah.
And so then I started doing that on Christmas morning to my friends' kids. And I've done it 2 years in a row where I have a sign-up sheet for them. And they tell me what time their kids are opening their presents on Christmas morning. And I show up as a witch. First, I try to steal their presents. And then I throw like things at them. And it creates a really interesting scene because the kids are like not ready to like have a witch show up on Christmas morning. But the idea is that she is into nature. She's like a Yuletide witch. So she hates capitalism. She thinks her brother is like lame because all he does is like give people toys. And she's like, I give you sticks and dirt and it's better than a toy. And so like I throw like sticks at them and I'm like, you're welcome. And but they kind of like it.
That sounds so fun.
That was it was basically a character piece. And then I wanted to turn it into a movie idea, but then one of my producing friends was like, no, you should write the book series so that you can expand the world and really dive into it. And then later, you know, try to make a movie. So that's how it all happened.
Wow. Genius. That is genius. I love it. Oh, it's like I love it so much. It's like the Grinch, but I love the fact that you're throwing sticks at them.
Generous Grinch.
It's generous. And it's like, it also opens their minds at the same time. It's awesome.
Yeah. She loves sticks and trees. She's really into the tree, like Christmas tree. That's like her territory. Whereas like Santa's all about packages and she's all about like trees and flowers and wreaths, you know, and things like that.
It's like she's really bringing out the consumerism in Santa, you know, it's really, it's
calling it out.
Genius.
If you read the books, there's the evil company that's run by evil elves. It's called Kringle. And it's an obvious play on Amazon. It's like there's a Kringle factory on the South Pole that's just making these packages in a futuristic, package-obsessed world. And Chris Torn, the Christmas witch, is railing against this. And she's going, you know, everybody's forgotten that this isn't about packages. This is about the magic of
Ooh, I
Yuletide.
like that. I like
Wow.
Yes.
Ooh.
that. Yeah, and then the Halloween one is, well, I guess tell the listeners.
You know, what it's really about is this little girl named Luna's new friendship with this silly old witch named Feeny, who she meets on her block in Philadelphia. And the idea is just that that Feeny lives in this like kind of scary, witchy looking like duplex on her block, and all the kids in the neighborhood are like, stay away from that house. Like, she's a creepy old lady and she's evil. And they make up all these stories like she's going to eat us and stuff. And then Luna's like, I'm not scared of her, and wants to see what's going on in there. So she knocks on the door, and then she meets this silly woman, old lady named Feeny, who is a witch, but she's just really upset and anxious because she wants to throw a party, but she doesn't know how, and she thinks no one will show up. And so Luna realizes you can't judge a book by its cover. This is just an old woman who's lonely and she doesn't have any friends. And so Luna teams up with her and says, if you teach me to be a witch, then I'll help you throw the best Halloween party ever. And so that's what the book is about. And then they do throw this like great party, and then all the kids in the neighborhood show up and they all realize, oh, she's not so bad.
Right. It's very sweet. And
Yes.
the kids at the books event were yelling out questions. It was so cute. Yeah.
And you always have that one house that is like, you know, when I was growing up, we had that one house. I think I mentioned it on on the episodes, the kids like all saying this woman is a witch and afraid to go there. And it's like,
right. There's always someone
there's
like that.
always someone. Yeah.
You guys must have had a lot of that in Massachusetts. That's like,
Oh, so wait, I was
Witch
just
capital.
remembering when
Yes.
you did Polar's podcast, wasn't the question about the Salem, were you a Salem witch or something like, what was that?
yeah, Margaret,
Margaret.
asked like,
Yes.
what was the Salem witch trials like?
Yes.
Very funny. But honestly, they weren't that bad.
Aubrey, Irene and I went to Salem a couple weeks ago. Well, actually around Halloween.
Fun.
And we have a couple episodes with like experts from the Salem witch trials. I think you would really dig it because
will
it's the
listen.
real
I
deal
love
of
that.
witchery. But yeah. Mm-hmm. And your production company is
Evil Hag. Evil
Hag Productions.
Yes. Evil Hag Productions.
So you have a long and storied history of witch love.
I do. It's like, it's been in this very organic, weird thing in my life. I don't know why. Like, it just keeps, I have theories where I think that I have like a lineage. I think I know I do, like of women witches in my family, because I have Celtic blood and then I have Basque blood. You know, in the Basque region, there was witch trials that were thousands of witches, you know, were being tried in medieval times, or I don't know what times it was. I'm not really good
we
at
don't
history.
either, even though we
but-
had that whole lecture. But yes, we
did.
did learn
Great.
that it was a
Retain
witch.
that at all.
We did learn it was a worldwide witch frenzy, witch panic.
It was a frenzy.
Yeah.
So I just feel like I must have had women in my family. And the hag thing, I mean, there's a crossover with hags and witches, but like, I guess Feeny in my mind is like kind of encapsulates the hag character that I gravitate towards, which is kind of, on the outside, you think this is a scary looking old woman, but then really it's just like a silly old hag.
It sort of like disarms all the negativity, you know, like this is just like, I think that there's like this hidden message too for children that's really positive through your books, you know, and they're hilarious, but they're also really, you know, they're super smart. It's like a unique perspective, you know?
I hope so.
You know, we love to talk about the woo-woo stuff here. The mystical, the weird, the spiritual, and the I don't know what's happening, but something's happening. Well, I recently learned about a very woo-woo mushroom that's been hiding in plain sight since childhood. You've definitely seen it, Bright red cap, little white speckles. You know, Mario's mushroom, the fairy tale mushroom. Yeah, that one. Well, it's called Amanita muscaria, and it has this ancient history of being used for relaxation, dreaminess, introspection, and all kinds of wintry mystical traditions. And here's the wild part. It's completely legal in almost every state. People use it in tiny, gentle amounts to unwind, deepen their creativity, get cozy, sleep better, or just tap into a softer, more magical vibe. And the best, safest, most reputable place to try it is a company called Amantara. These are the folks leading the modern, ethical Amanita market in the U.S. They work with sourcing families around the world. They do extensive testing. They prepare everything carefully. No synthetics, no weird chemicals. Just real, natural Amanita in a form that's gentle and beginner-friendly. They have these 500 milligram capsules that are perfect for first-timers. Most people take 2 or 3 to start, so like 1 to 1.5 grams. The effects kind of float in after about an hour and last for several hours, and it's a very soft experience. Warm body feel, deep relaxation, vivid dreaming, gentle euphoria, very woo-woo, very cozy mushroom energy. So if you've been curious about exploring something natural and ancient and a little bit magical, but without going full psychedelic astronaut, check them out. Go to amantara.com/go/woo-woo and use the code woo-woo for 22% off your first order. Again, that's woo-woo for 22% off. Try it, explore gently, stay curious, and may your dreams be extremely cinematic. Aubrey, have you been to Salem? Just curious.
Yeah, one time my mom took us on a trip there, and it was so fun.
It's pretty
cool.
It was
a long time ago. Long time ago.
Yeah, because like we grew up near there, but we last time I remember going was like an elementary school field trip. Barely remembered all, but it was a really interesting place to go.
Oh,
I got to go back.
Yeah, you got to go back. Now, do you do anything witchy like crystals or whatever? Well, I don't really know much about crystals.
Yeah.
All manner of woo-woo is welcome here. We found out Amy Poehler, who's very anti-woo-woo, but, well, not anti, she's just a non-believer, but
she's
she's
just
into crystals.
Skepticism.
But she is into crystals, though, we found out at the
What
end.
are you talking about? She does rituals.
She does?
She does manifestation
yeah,
rituals.
she does. She does manifestation.
Oh, right, yeah.
She's she.
That's woo-woo,
yes, that's
isn't
true.
it?
That's
Yes.
true. She did talk about her manifesting typewriter. I don't know if she told you about that, but she types.
I don't know about the
she
typewriter,
types
but
into
I've
an
done
imaginary typewriter.
moon spells with her.
Oh,
so I
right,
don't
you've
know
done moon spells.
what she's on.
But are you into? Okay, so you're into like
Oh.
moon spells, crystals. I don't know.
Yeah, I love following the moon cycles. And I mean, basically, and this kind of also ties back into improv weirdly. So I don't know if you know about my group Bombardo.
No.
So when I was at UCB doing classes, I was asked to be in a female improv group called Bombardo. It was 7 of us, and we formed 20 years ago. And we did a show every Friday night at Gotham City. And then, we would like apply to do cage matches and other shows, but we were just like an indie, like all-girl improv group. And we kept doing it like for years and years. And then at a certain point, some people in the group stopped performing, or, one of them moved to Pittsburgh and had kids, and one of them moved back to everyone kind of just started living their different kind of lives, but we kept staying as a group, and we would still do activities. And then a couple years ago, we decided to do a Bombardo trip to Sedona. And we solidified ourselves as a coven on this trip, because we were dabbling in, Coventry. Yeah. Is that a word?
I don't know.
But, it is now, sweetie. Yeah.
Yes. But we were dabbling in it because, when you're an improv group, you have to mind meld. You have to really do these exercises together and shows. And there's an energy exchange. And it's really not that dissimilar to being in a witchy coven.
That's true.
Because you have to fuse your energies for the greater good.
Right.
And so we did this ritual in Sedona, where we kind of like, I don't know what to call it. Beth Newell, who's in the coven, she led it. It was like something that we were not joking, but it was almost like we had a little kind of, it was funny what we were going to do. But then while we were doing it, I swear to God, like it got not funny. It got kind of like serious. And we had these different colored candles that were burning that we had to kind of place in the center, and they would burn at different times. Like the wax would like drip at different rates. And there were all these things that were happening where we were like, oh my God, like we're actually doing it. And then since then, yeah, we've kind of made a point to do group spells, usually based on the moon cycles, new moons, full moons, super blood moons, and they're mostly manifestation spells. We don't do any black magic, none that I can speak of really, but we try to stay, on the right side of things. But when you get a group of women together, a lot of things are possible. It's a lot of energy.
Yes.
That you can harness.
Do you guys always,
That's right. You're connected.
I guess you're living in different spots, but do you always make it a point of meeting in person like once a year or something? Was that a one time?
No, we try. We like all the girls came out to see my play, and then we went to Brooklyn and we did a moon spell outside of my friend's apartment.
Yeah.
Just a couple weeks ago. It was a full moon around Halloween, actually. That big one, that was pretty crazy.
So for those of us who don't know about moon spells, like myself, I don't really, Irene, you might know, but like what do you guys, I mean, I don't want to like have you divulge your own personal coven, but like what would be something, is it like you put out a wish or like an intention or are there actual like things that are done and chants and stuff?
I mean, it's kind of like the basic style that at least that I'm aware of or that I've practiced is like there's different, like depending on the moon, like some of the moons, it's a better time to release, to get rid of things that do not serve you.
Right.
Yes. And then some moons, it's better to bring things in and manifest things. So generally you just, you go outside. Ideally you're outside, like under the moon, if you can be, and you write something on a piece of paper and then you burn it in a fire under the moon. That's the very basic standard, ritual, but you can add all kinds of bells and whistles to that. I don't know why, but it was like when we were doing the full moon thing, we started chanting. I think it's okay to say. We started chanting. We have also this like cat thing. I don't know. We all have like, I don't have a cat right now, but everybody in the group has like a lot of cats. And we, in our improv shows, we were always ended up doing like group games where we were cats. But we were chanting outside, cats are the answer, cats are the way. Come, little pussies, come and play.
Oh my God, I love it. Look what I'm wearing here.
It didn't mean anything, but it was really making us laugh. We were laughing so hard. And then I was like, oh my God, we're cackling. And then it was like, and then you realize like, this is part of the ritual, even though it didn't really mean anything, but what it did was it created this like cackling energy. And then I was like, that's part of it. I was like, and then we were like, because we were just making each other laugh, being silly, but then, you know what I mean? And then you're like, you think about witches cackling, you're like, where'd that come from?
I love that because when I think of like some of my most fun moments, it's cackling with a bunch of lady friends and like to think of that as some sort of like positive magic. I like adding that layer onto it too.
Yeah. And plus you're bringing that energy, you're fusing it together. And I don't know if you can see this, but I'm actually wearing Rosie the Riveter with a cat.
Yes.
There you go.
Oh, wow.
That's very
it's a powerful lady and a
style.
cat.
It's Rosie the Riveter with a cat. That's
oh,
right.
Wow.
Love.
Look at this. Love.
Wow. That's amazing. I love that, Aubrey. That's amazing. And, that's how, our friend Carmen D does a lot of spells. She's been doing spells for years. And
I didn't know that.
That's generally what she does. She goes outside under the moon and she writes an intention down and then she burns it. That's how you but there are other ways that you can do it, but I love that.
And Polar talked about the Lion's Portal. I don't know if you guys did that together.
No,
that's some day in August.
So.
It's like a day in August that you're supposed to like.
What's that?
It's like some day in August. It's some sort of moon called the Lion's Portal.
Like for
and
Leo?
You're supposed to write down everything for the year. I don't know. We'll have to ask her about it.
Okay, we'll have to look into that. How many? I have a question, Aubrey.
Yes.
I'm sorry. How many women are in the coven that you formed?
7.
How many? 7. Okay.
7.
I mean, I think I could be wrong about this, but I think technically isn't it 5?
5.
Yeah,
5,
you have to have at least 5 to be a coven.
Okay.
I'm sure you can.
Squeeze in a couple of more, sweetie. That's right.
Yeah, you can have more.
Yeah. Amplify
you
that
know.
cackle. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's 2026, and if you're still paying rent without Built, it's time for a change. Built is the loyalty program for renters that rewards you for your biggest monthly expense, rent. With Built, every rent payment earns you points that can be used toward flights, hotels, Lyft rides, Amazon.com purchases, and so much more. And here's something I'm really excited about. Starting in February, Built members can earn points on mortgage payments for the first time. Soon, you'll be able to get rewarded wherever you live and unlock exclusive benefits with more than 45,000 restaurants, fitness studios, pharmacies, and other neighborhood partners. Personally, I'd redeem my points at the Built Travel Portal or at select restaurants in my neighborhood, because that's my favorite thing to do, get points for travel. Personally, I'd redeem my points with the Built Travel Portal, because that's my favorite thing to use points for, flights and hotels. It's simple. Paying rent is better with Built, and soon owning a home will be better with Built too. Earn rewards and get something back wherever you live. Join the loyalty program for renters at joinbuilt.com/woo. That's JOINBILT.com/woo. Make sure to use our URL so they know we sent you. So when I was thinking about woo-woo things, so first of all, thank you so much, because we haven't talked about that. We have never talked about, like, we had our Salem witches, but we haven't talked about, like, moon ceremonies and covens of witches. So we always love talking about a new topic on here. But wait, now what about astrology? I'm hopping around here, but don't tell us what you are, because Irene likes to guess.
Okay, I'm not.
But do you subscribe to astrology?
Totally.
Oh, okay. Okay. I guess I should guess that with the moons and everything. Irene, do you want to guess? Now, I'll just warn you, Irene, what do we want to say about your guessing, Irene?
It's either shit or it's fan-fucking-tastic.
That's true. It's either on the nose or there's...
I'm either the shit
she
or
gets
I
it either
suck
the
ass.
first time or she has to guess 8 and then we finally just reveal it.
Okay.
So do you want to guess? And talk through your process. Irene, because Irene knows more about this than I do.
Sweetie, I love this. We're forming our own little coven right here on Zoom. Okay. Here
I'm
we go.
putting my hood on.
I feel like it's very
Druid style.
daunting.
Druid
it's very
chic.
druid, exactly.
Okay.
Like very Celtic. Anyway, I feel like I have a sense of what you are, especially when you described yourself in the Enneagram. I'm going to go with 3 guesses. Can I have 3?
By the way, I looked it up, Aubrey,
Sweetie,
so
3.
I know the answer. Yes, I looked it up. But I didn't tell Irene. I didn't tell her. Okay.
Aubrey goes 3.
Okay.
How about 1?
All right, let's see. 3
like
guesses.
I said. Okay. All right. I'm going to say I'm getting these 3 vibes from you, and I wonder what your chart is, because it's not just about your actual sun sign. It's also about your ascendant, which is your rising, and it also has to do with your moon.
She knows
you know
all
all those things. Okay, here we go. I'm getting either Taurus, Cancer, or Scorpio vibe from you.
How dare you say Scorpio? No, I'm kidding. Should I tell you what I am?
Yes.
Yeah.
A Cancer. You got it.
Ooh-wee.
I'm a Cancer.
And you know what was the thing that I knew it when we were talking? I got a vibe anyway, but the thing that really drove it home is when you said I have an external, what did you say?
Extrovert
internal
and
vibe.
introvert?
Extrovert, right. An extrovert, and that's so
that's a
Cancer
Cancer
right
thing?
there. Oh yeah,
I don't know much
go
about
into a
this.
shell. They go into a shell a lot. They're like either. That's why they're a crab.
Crabs.
They either
that's why you
come
put your
out or
hood
they
on.
That's right.
She
You
put her
your
Oh my God,
hood
I
on. She
didn't
put her
realize
hermit
that.
crab hood on.
It's so true. I literally, like, hard exterior, soft on the inside. Yeah. I didn't even think about that with the hoodie. Yeah. And a hoodie's kind of my thing.
Oh,
I'm a crab, baby. I'm
Aubrey,
a crab.
we get along because
You're a
I'm a
crab, baby.
Pisces. I'm a water sign too. I think
Uh-huh.
Cancer, Pisces.
Yeah.
And
I'm a
Cancer-
Saggy.
Yeah.
Irene's Sag.
Oh.
She's very positive and
I was told that my physical trainer today is a Sag, and he told me that Sagittarius is the best sign in the whole thing.
It is pretty good. Okay, so I feel like we covered everything except, we have the pendulum reading too. Wait, sidebar that has nothing to do with woo-woo. But you were roommates with Patti LuPone, right?
Yes.
This is fascinating to me. Okay, you got to town, and I forget how you knew her, but you ended up like moving in and living with Patti LuPone.
I knew her because we were witches. We were in a fucking coven together on Agatha All Along.
Of course.
It always comes back to witches.
Everything's witches.
We were cast in Catherine Hahn's show, Agatha All Along, in a coven. And that's how I met her. I didn't know her. I mean, obviously I knew who she was, but I met her, when we started shooting. And then I found out very quickly that we had both decided to rent houses across the street from each other in this really weird, like, little town in Atlanta that nobody else was staying in, like in the woods, literally. And so we both happened to be like, oh, you're staying in this like weird woods town? And I was like, yeah. And then we were like, wait a minute, we're neighbors. So she was like, doll, you have to come over and have a glass of wine after work. And so we just became friends, and she was just so funny. We were just cracking each other up the whole shoot and just really got along. And then while I was shooting that show is when I got the call about doing a play. And I had not done a professional play. So I was like, well, I got Patti LuPone right here. Like, I'm going to, milk that for all I can, because she can be my mentor and, teach me, tell me what to do. So I said, like, what do you think about this? And then she started going, oh, I'm going to tell you everything. This is what you put in your contract, and you're going to live with me. And I just said, okay. So then I did. And then I did. Amazing. I moved in with her when I was doing the play and during rehearsals and everything. And she would wash my underwear, and
that would be an amazing reality show.
Make soup for me.
I'm sure I'm not the first person to say that, but who wouldn't want to be a fly on the wall for these two?
You would not believe. We were always just, wearing long t-shirts and underwear. And she was always just thawing raw meat and doing like vocal warm-ups.
Oh my God. Wow. Well, I had to touch on that because I heard about it somewhere. Okay, so the pendulum reading, Aubrey, is we do it at the end of every episode. I have a brand new pendulum because I lost Irene's. I put it through the washing machine by accident and lost it. Irene's precious pendulum. But anyway, right. Irene, you have one too, right? This is the new one I got for Irene, but I just have it.
Oh my God, are you going to hypnotise me?
No, we're not going to.
Oh no.
So,
oh God.
Wait, do you know about these? These would be a good addition for your coven. So it swings one way for yes, and then look, if I say show me no, well, mine stays still for no, or it can swing side to side. There we go. Oh, but it swings. And Irene picked a whole football season with this pendulum.
I did.
Yeah.
I did.
So Irene has a pretty good track record. But so you're going to think of a yes or no question, and it's one that you don't mind revealing. And we also say, don't make it anything that's going to make you bum out if it doesn't give you the answer you want.
Well, I mean, I just have just kind of like a basic work question.
Okay,
Is
that's
that
fine.
boring?
No, that's good. Okay, so you think on it. Okay, I have an answer already.
I'm not going to reveal the title of what I'm talking about.
Okay.
Did you have an answer, Irene?
Aubrey,
Irene, slow on the draw, sweetie.
I'm sorry, I don't mean to. Oh,
it's already
I got
shaking.
It. Yes.
I got a yes. I got a yes.
Yes.
Really?
Is that the answer you wanted?
Yeah.
Yes, I got a yes.
I don't know what answer I wanted.
Oh, well.
What's the question?
I didn't have to ask a question. I was asking if I should do this movie that I'm not going to reveal.
Okay, you don't have to reveal, but
okay.
Look, it's saying yes.
Mine is saying yes,
Whoa.
too.
Swinging wildly, Aubrey. Swinging wildly, yes.
Whoa. It's a resounding yes. A resounding
yes. So there you have it.
Too. Man.
Oh, maybe you didn't want to do it? Oh, you're on the fence.
Well, I was on the fence.
Not anymore.
Wait, can I say one more thing? Yeah. I put my Christmas ornaments on my tree.
Yeah.
At my mom's house.
Yeah.
And one of our ornaments, that's like one of the older ornaments that we have, is your face. And it's
this is so weird.
Ornament.
You're the second person to tell me this in 20. Well, I guess it's Christmas time. I guess that's not so weird. But someone just texted me last night.
Yes, it is weird.
No, someone told me this last night. No, because Tina made these when I was on SNL.
It's that one.
And it says Merry Dratchmas. Now the sad thing
for your consideration.
Yes. And so I've long ago lost mine. I wish I had it. But anyway, two people told me. Someone texted me last night and said, like, look what's on my tree. And you're the second person.
It's old.
It's very old.
It's from like 2004.
20 years ago or something.
It's literally from 20 years ago. It's been on my tree ever since. It's like I put it on because we all pick out of our box different ornaments. And I always do the Dratchmas.
I'm touched and honored.
But yeah, it's on our tree every year.
I'm so honored.
I'll text you a picture of it.
Okay. Oh yeah. Then I can.
I just want you to know that you're in my Christmas tree every year.
We manifested this meetup.
Yes.
And also, I'll see you at some sort of WNBA game. I hope, because don't you still go to those? Do you still
Yeah,
go?
I
It's
love
so
the W,
fun.
yeah.
That's where I've run into you a few
good.
times too.
Oh yeah,
So
that's where I
amazing.
ran into you. Yeah.
All right, Aubrey, thank you so much for doing this.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
And you can find me on Instagram at Ray Dratch. That's RAE Dratch. And you can find Irene at Irene Bremis. That's BREMIS Bremis. And thanks for listening. Thanks for joining me on this journey into the world of woo-woo. Don't forget to rate, review, and subscribe wherever you get your podcasts. Woo-woo with Rachel Dratch is a Q-Code production. Executive produced by David Henning and Steve Wilson. Produced by Alexa Gabrielle Ramirez. Edited by Will Tendy.